green beans. So that'll be all mixed, which I will put into containers, and they will be my prep meals and after meals for my workouts. So I'm still going to try to sneak to the gym before I go to work. I'll probably do a quick arm workout, and I'll have some videos on that to post. But even when you're cooking, there is still time to do workouts. So here, got some easy shoulder workouts that you can do to keep your shoulders healthy. So these are only 8 pounds. You can do them with 5s, you can do them with 3, whatever your tolerance is. And what we're going to do is called small shoulder exercises, and this helps your shoulders stay healthy. So the first ones we do are called field goals. Basically, that's all you're doing. It's that simple. And you're usually doing about 15 repetitions. Like I said, you're doing this with light weights. You're not trying to make big muscles here. All you're trying to do is strengthen the small muscles that keep that rotator cuff in position and keep it protected. So usually about 3 or 4 sets of these, and you can do these every day. This is not something that you only do it once a week. You can do these as many times as you want, and it's going to keep your shoulders healthy. It's probably a good warm-up to a shoulder exercise. Other shoulder exercise you can do is do shoulder raises. You can go out with light weights. You can just go out this way. If you have heavier weights, you can go out this way. Alright, and this will work your shoulders. Once again, get you nice and warmed up. And get the blood in there and carry the nutrients, and it's really beneficial for your shoulder health. Now I'm going to pause the main one here. So I'm getting ready to cook the canned chicken. I've got rice. Rice is something you want to store in quantity. What I'll do is I'll buy it at the store, I'll put it in the freezer for about a week. So if there was anything that would sit there and come to life, the freezer is going to kill it. And then I will put it in either plastic or glass. Glass I'll put it in for long term, which I'll throw it in glass, and then I'll put some oxygen absorbers in there. And then for short term, I just throw it into plastic, which I've reused. So here I got the Keystone chicken meat. Now the one thing I like about Keystone over the other brands is its best by date is usually 5 years, where most best by dates on cans of chicken are about 2 years. So understand, this is the best by date. It's not an expiration date, the best by. They say after that, the nutritional value will start to deteriorate, the taste value may start to deteriorate, but it's still edible, depending how you store it. So mine are stored at room temperature or a little bit lower. One's down in the basement. The basement stays about 60 degrees year round, maybe 55. So it's going to last a long time. You don't want to have it up in the attic or someplace that's very hot, because that's going to be bad. So, and then every now and then I utilize these to find out, hey, if I like it. So they make chicken, they make beef, they make ground beef, and they make pork. And I did make a barbecue pork with it, and it's okay. Right? It's edible. You'll survive. Hey, Michael, how you doing? So you'll survive with the pork, in my opinion. Some people like it. The beef was okay. The ground beef really works well in chili. You know, but when I cook it on its own, you know, with the whole idea that it's going to be the main meal, and I'm not going to sit there and use it with different things, you know, add it to rice or things like that. No. These are best to be added to a rice dish. You want to have some good seasonings in there. Don't necessarily have to be salt. It could be seasonings. So there's plenty of salt in here. Alright, like I said, this is something I don't eat all the time. Usually I would make these dishes with fresh chicken, but you have to test this and see if it's good. You know, because if I cook with this stuff and I'm like, oh my God, this tastes terrible, well then I don't want to buy any more Keystone. But then I just spent money on something I'm not going to eat. So yes, it's good to stock up foods, and canned foods are the better ones to do so. But it's got to be foods that you'll eat. If you don't eat it, you won't enjoy it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some seasonings in there. Alright. Nothing too fancy. Little Lawry's. Little Montreal chicken. And we'll season it pretty heavily, because it's going to go in a rice dish. I've got the rice cooking in water and chicken broth. I threw a bouillon cube in there to kind of make up for that water I added in there. It was kind of an afterthought. And we just did a demonstration on doing some shoulder exercises that'll keep you healthy. Everybody welcome Michael from the Body Beatdown. He definitely kicks it all the time too. So remember, just the field goals. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's no good. And I just added it in there. And this will protect your shoulders. So when you are doing, say, incline benches of 275 pounds, or doing a seated supported overhead press of 270 pounds, or doing a bench of 335 pounds, this will protect your shoulders and keep them healthy. That's how it's done. And you have a little fun with it. So, I got this going on low heat. I got that cooking on low heat. If you can't stand the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. Alright, when I'm cooking, I don't like to share the kitchen. A lot of times, Mrs. Scottish Fitness will come in here and I'll go, hey, I'm cooking. Get back in the living room. And she goes, yes, dear. It's my story anyway. So the chicken you kind of stir up. I'm going to bring the heat up now. I do want to kind of get a sear into it. But I also want to break it up into smaller chunks so I can spread it evenly to all my portions. Well, it actually smells pretty good. Now, I have watched this go up in price considerable. So now I'm going to take a look at my rice. The water's hot, but it's not really cooking yet, but that's good. Then I'm not in a hurry, but I will kick the heat up just a little bit. So actually in the rice I'm using my simmer burner, because this stove is really powerful. And then the veggies I will add into the main bowl, and then we have to bring a bigger bowl out to mix, and that's fine. And I will add the chicken in it, and I will dispense it into the rest of the meals. So here's my favorite mixing bowl. This is how I used to make bread all the time. Now I have this baby. So the wife has ordered a shelf unit to replace that shelf there. So this and a microwave will be here. We'll move that shelf over to the other side of the kitchen. For other storage, I did want to put some boards up here while she was gone, so I could get away with it for hanging pots and pans. She's not really 100% in on it, but I think it's a good idea. And I'll probably do it anyway. So, the thing to do is make sure you are paying attention to what you're cooking. So the chicken's already pre-cooked. So why am I cooking it? Well, I want to drive some of the extra moisture out of it from being canned. I do want to get some air back into it, and I want to make sure it's well seasoned. So this is going to determine how well it is. Now I did close up the deck, and I think it's worth showing you how I did it. So I got the panels all the way across. I was like, how do I do the entrance? So the entrance, I got those things that you use for freezers. You know, does it keep 100% of it out? No, but it does deflect a lot. So generally I can have that outer deck a good 20 degrees warmer than the outside, and then if I fire up the grill, and I do have a propane heater I can throw out there too, I can make it that much warmer. So, got the chicken going, got the rice going. Next thing I'm going to demonstrate is, you know, while I got time, I might as well do some more exercise. Got some big shoulders, got some dumbbells, boom. And I gotta make sure I don't put them through the ceiling. So since I've warmed them up to light weights, I can do heavier weights. These are not too heavy, they're only 30s. But once again, I'm getting blood moved into it. Alright, can turn this way, kind of change the direction if you want to. You know what I'm doing is I'm trying to take advantage of the time I have to get as much done as possible. I'm also trying to get the house cleaned up, and it tends to be an issue. Let me see what we got. Yep. Go ahead, it's fast in the kitchen, yep. Well, as this is what I'm cooking, I'm utilizing more than one burner. I kind of know what I'm doing here. Now when the wife wants to make dinner, I stay out of the kitchen. Alright, so now I get down to low. Kick it up a little bit. Yeah, the flash help. I've been using those now for about 3 years. Same with the panels. So when I first started buying those panels, it was before the pandemic hit. I was getting them for about 17 bucks a panel. And then I realized I needed more. And all of a sudden, I had to pay 34 bucks if they were available. And I wanted to get some more later on, but you just can't get them. It's just weird. I don't know what to really think about it. It is what it is. So, anyway, we got the chicken nice and preheated and spiced. Like I said, the only thing we're not cooking, and I think that's sufficient. I'm going to shut the burner off on that. Rice takes the longest. A lot of times I just start this and then I go somewhere around the house and try to get things done. You know, you don't want to, it's not minute rice, it's many minutes rice. So what I'll do is I'll pause the main camera here until I get towards the finished product. We'll do some more exercises if I have enough room. We'll get back here. So we'll do some curls. I say curls for the girls. I say a big wallet works better. But it's nice to be well toned. I ain't gonna lie. I am probably beefier than I ever been in my life. Now in my 30s, I had a metabolism going for me, which helped. And I was probably only about 6-7% body fat. There would have been a 6-pack there. And at 60, really the only way you're going to do that is you're going to have to use some sort of cheat. Or you're going to have to really diet really hard, and then I'm going to lose a lot of strength. I don't want to do that. But I'm still competing in powerlifting. And not this Saturday, but next Saturday is my meet. I am going to try to live stream it. If I if I have a if I have a signal. If not, I will definitely record it and then upload it later. So we got the rice is just about ready. I did mix me up, and you can watch my live stream to see more of this. I did mix me up a can of tuna with some bread and butter pickles. And that's my lunch while I'm cooking. All right, we are done. Now I let this stand. I'll stir it a little bit. Now let it kind of cool down. It should still be, might give it a little bit more heat. And it'll still be absorbing as it's cooling down. I'll probably do arms today, pull downs and curls at the gym in Pontiac. Probably only about a 30-minute workout. I do want to hit the store. I can push it off another day. Tomorrow I should be caught up on my sleep. It's too bad I didn't have the camera set up because literally I had Minx on my lap and she was grooming herself, and if my hand was close enough she was grooming my hand. And she was content there for 2 hours. And I finally had to get up. She was like, meow. But no, time to go. And she's sleeping on my chair out there. So the yellow fin is a butter tasting tuna. And because of the nutrition value, it works out to be pretty much the same price as the cheap tuna. So I don't buy the cheap tuna anymore now. I probably have 200 cans of the cheap tuna still I need to go through. It sounds like a lot, but I eat probably about 5 cans of tuna a week. Sometimes more. If I want to cut, I'll eat tuna and a lot of vegetables. Then I can really cut weight. Alright. We'll let that set rest for about 5 minutes. And we'll get ready to mix everything. So, right now the yellowfin tuna, she has 40 grams of protein per can versus 20 or even 23 of the cheaper stuff, and 290 calories versus about 120 to 150. So really, when you look at dollar per dollar, this is the cheaper tuna to purchase. The only time this is on sale, I'll grab a 6-pack of it. Or an 8-pack, whatever it comes in. Costco is usually a good place to get it. We're getting about ready to mix everything together. Mm-mm-mm. 12 more minutes. We'll hit just right. Now, Michael, about the sound. One of the reasons I like going to the gym and streeter is I don't have to. Make sure that you subscribe to the Body Beatdown. It has very similar content to mine, and it's really good to watch. Oh yeah, I hear you. You have a great day, Michael. That's good stuff. So I had my can of tuna. So now it's time to put all the food together. Get it mixed up. And then dispense it. Let's see if I can show you here. The rice, just the way you want it. Now the rice is all ready. So remember, it was only 2 cups of rice that we put in there. And look how much we end up with. We end up with about 6 cups. Because it does absorb all that water. And what I do is I spread it out, and see how it's steaming? I want it to continue to steam like that. So it can start losing some of the moisture. And then I try to kind of give the pots and pans a pre-rinse. It helps later with the cleanup. So it's not as difficult then. So you can really see it's a nice healthy serving. Nice healthy serving. So, now spread it out, let it lose some of the moisture. You don't want to undercook it because then the rice is too wet. Or if you want to overcook it, then it's, it's the opposite. Now we're going to add the chicken. So basically I just warmed it up. It was canned, so it's pre-cooked. I warmed it up and put spices in it. Add the flavor. I put the spices in the rice also. Oh, alrighty. Same thing. Do some quick rinses. I'll wash them later, but this does make it easier. Does make it easier to clean when that time comes upon you. So what I do is I got the chicken in there. Let's mix it up. Stir it up, stir it up. You've been naughty or nice. Because if Santa's not watching you, and yes, he is. Where your phone is. Somebody's watching me. So you want to get it mixed up, get it dispersed really well. So basically all the servings will have similar amounts of nutrition. And I'll still probably get some that have a little more chicken than others, but at the end of the day, it'll be fine. So now, it's almost full. Now we're going to add carrots, corn, because we are in the Midwest and we like our corn. Green beans, and they're French style. I like those. So now, when you're mixing, you gotta be a little bit careful because it's starting to weigh more, and I'm really strong. And if I don't want to sit there and spread it all over the place, but I do want to get it well mixed. This takes time, and I'll come at it a few times. I still have one more can to add to it. I got a small can of peas and carrots. Carrots are a little bit, they're cubed. And why? Well, just stretch that meal out. So it's been an hour cooking, but I will get, well, we'll see. I imagine I'll at least get 8 meals out of this. Probably more. Once we dispense it, we'll find out. And this is why you want to take the time cooking. Anything you're buying at the fast food restaurants or pre-packaged processed, and it just is not as healthy for you. Now, how could this be healthier? Well, it could be healthier if I had all fresh ingredients. You know, if I was getting the corn and the peas and the carrots from my garden. But it's still better than anything you're going to be picking up at the gas station. So, look at all that nutrition. Up there to feed up a tune. Or me for a few days. So really, you gotta mix it up, mix it up, mix it up. And what I can do is I can still add spices to it. Let's that'd be pretty good. What I'll do is I'll sprinkle a little pepper on each of the portions. But because we did cook it with so many spices, not too many, it has pretty good flavor. So, let's get the containers out. Now my lunchbox can take about 2 of these and close comfortably. And if I do a smaller one, well, I just don't close it. So we'll start with the 4 big ones. And get me a spoon to start dispensing them. Well, one up for you. Now, I'm not going to fill them all the way. I'm going to put in there about what I think I'm going to eat at each setting. Because I don't want to, I'd rather have a little bit less than what I wanted to eat than have too much. But remember, I still want to keep, let me see that, yeah, we can see that there. I still want to keep my weight, so this week, any heavier than 245. Alright, so that one's good. That one looks pretty good. Yeah, definitely good. Maybe a little bit more than that one still. Alright. So I got those 4 done. What I'll do is sprinkle a little black pepper over the top of them. And that's about just right. Seal them up. And put them in the fridge. So one of these is going to go with me. So that one's going to go in my lunch box. This is my lunch box that I got from a little yard sale. Get the water out of here, make some more room. In it, I do have a calcium, magnesium, and zinc, which I take at work. Aspirin, I'd leave it at work, but when I leave things, they disappear. And vitamin C. I will put the large one in there. The other 3. Go into the refrigerator, and then I'll do the smaller ones. So everybody remember, rest, which I was a little behind on, but I'm now caught up to. Nutrition, which I've been good at, and exercise. We did some exercises during the video. I will go to the gym and do an arm day today, and then tomorrow will be legs, and then Thursday, I think it's gonna be cold weather, so I'll probably do back, and then Friday will be my last heavy bench day. And then Monday I'll do a light bench day with probably a lot of reps. And then at Saturday, it's time. So, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day.